Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I was able to get a Benchmade Bugout 535. You probably saw this on a lot of other channels. I think it's a good blade. I don't get paid by Benchmade. It was not given to me to do a review. I actually went out and purchased it. Now you can purchase these on Amazon for approximately $115. They do come in different colors, so you can get a brown handle, black blade, and you can get partial serrations. Just before we get into this, I just want to give you a little bit of the specs. It is an access lock, manual open. The blade steel is CPM S30V. Rockwell hardness is about 5.8 to 60. Blade length is 3.24. The open length is 7.46, closed is 4.22, and the weight is 1.85 ounces. Alright, so that's really light. It's less than 2 ounces, and I gotta say, this is an excellent knife. I have no problems with it. I think that it's been mislabeled, and I'll get into that in a little bit, but I just want to talk to you about some things here. I do like the way Benchmade makes their blades. Very good attention to detail. As you can see here, you have the thumb studs that are anodized, and they are anodized inside as well. These are the pins, and the pocket clip is a deep pocket clip, and it has been shortened. The handle itself does have some texture material on it, and I think they call it a grivery type of texture. Nylon reinforced plastic, as it's stated on the website. Very large lanyard hole if you need it, and you can switch this over from left pocket to right pocket, although it is only tip up. So what do I like about this knife? Well, the weight. I think everybody can agree with me that the weight on this knife is phenomenal, but in order to get the weight down, they had to do a lot of things. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of that. So what they did is, if you look inside here, and I don't know, let me get a flashlight for you. I'll get you a little bit more light. Let's see, I'm trying not to blow out the camera. But as you can see here, the liners only go halfway up the knife, or through the knife. Okay, and if you took this whole thing apart, you would see that from here to here is all about the access lock. Okay, that's it. From here to the rest of the knife is completely barren. There is nothing in there. There's a little bit of a waffle pattern for the plastic scales to maintain some rigidity, but I can do this with the knife. It can be torqued, and if it can be torqued, it could probably be broken. Okay, you could see where I'm putting some pressure on there, and it is moving. Now, is anybody really going to do this with their knife? No, probably not. It's not a pry bar, it's a knife. I've been saying that for years. It's not a screwdriver, it's not a chisel. S30V, excellent blade steel, maintains its edge. But again, I think it's mislabeled. In my opinion, I think it's a great EDC knife. Okay, I would definitely go ahead and say it's an EDC knife. I think one of the first blades that they came out with, which is excellent blade, is the Benchmade Griptilian. I don't carry this much anymore, specifically for the same reasons. It's very plasticky, if that's even a word, but this has 154 cm. It's very comparable to the Bugout with its design. Okay, access lock. Okay, you could only go tip up kind of thing. And this is powder coated, so of course 154 cm is a stainless steel. You can also get these in, I think, S20V now. I think that's the new steel. So it's going to cost you, this blade will cost you around $97, maybe $100. So they're still in the same price range, but this blade is a little bit bigger, slightly. The handle scales are a little bit fatter, so if you're like me and have gigantuan arms or hands, you're probably going to like this grip a little bit better. Like I said, if you don't like 154 cm, you can upgrade it. And of course, this thing has been around forever, so you can have different colors. So I was eye spying. I think they have the orange and black, and then they have the tactical colors. And if you're a collector and someone that likes Benchmade knives, you know what I'm talking about. The access lock is outstanding. I think it's a great knife to have. Again, this is 115. This is $100, okay, or around there, like $97. So it's a little bit cheaper. And you could argue that the blade steel is better. Okay, granted, they upgraded the blade steel, and now you're at the same price, maybe a little bit more. I don't think the Bugout is properly named, because if I was going to use a knife, if I was somebody that was going to take a knife out to a field, and I think you have to think about what a Bugout is. A Bugout is you're in a secure location where it is no more or no longer hospitable. You're going to take all your stuff, all your gear, whatever, and bug out, meaning you're going to leave that location and go to the next location where it is safer, secure, where you can set up supplies, that kind of thing. So if that is the definition of the Bugout, I'm not going to take this little tiny blue knife or the tan knife. Ideally for me, what I would be looking at is something like this. This is another Benchmade product. This is the Benchmade Adams 275. It's high quality D2 steel, excellent knife, comfortable. It's very versatile. It has full solid liners, as you can see there, full solid liners, and they did drill them out, so it saves a little bit of weight. This knife is 8 ounces, okay, so it's heavy, it's a beast, but that's the idea behind a knife that's big enough. You want to have that big heavy knife. You want to be able to hold it in your hand, full purchase. You want it to be able to defend your life if you needed to, and of course, the blade length has a lot to do with it as well. We're looking at almost a 4-inch blade. Okay, let me see if I could put that in. So here we go. Okay, so it almost swallows up the Bugout. Okay, that being said, I don't mind beating this knife up. This was made probably for military spec operations, and as you can see, it does have a pocket clip, but I think this one does come with a pouch. You can do a molly pouch if you want. Same good access lock, lock up, very thick blade as compared to this. Thick blade overall, thick knife overall, excellent knife. And if you are a Benchmade fan, I would definitely consider this as opposed to this for any type of Bugout situations. Like I said, I'm not beating this knife up. I think it's a great knife. I think the Benchmade is an outstanding blade, but I just don't think they labeled it correctly. So another option would be the OTF2. This is a military style knife. Alright, let's see if I could zoom out a little bit for you. There you go. So this is a military grade knife. Now what I mean by that, it's 154 cm, I believe. Yep, 154 cm, and it's coated and it's black, and it's a tactical knife. And they used to give these to soldiers, Marines, and sailors in country. Alright, did come with a molly pouch, and you can, it's 4-way capable of changing the pocket clip, and it's an auto. It also has a lock on it. But again, the scales are all aluminum. It's a solid block of aluminum because it's mill grade spec. And if you wanted to compare it to the Bugout, okay, you can see that's a larger blade. I think that's about right. Let's see if I can get that right. Larger blade, more beefy. It doesn't have that really nice steel that the Bugout does have. But again, you're looking at, this is probably about $195, maybe a little bit more. So these are almost $200 knives, and these are more similar in price. I think if I was going to Bugout, and I keep using that word because I want to make sure you understand what this knife really is capable of doing, I would probably go with these two bigger options. Again, that's my opinion, and I know everybody has their own opinion. So let's look at some cheaper options. If you are not looking or planning to get a Benchmade knife, because we all know that Benchmade can be a little bit expensive, I think there are other cheaper options that you might want to look at, specifically when it comes to EDC. Now for me, you guys know I'm a Spyderco fan. I like the Delica. Alright, the Delica comes in VG10 steel. Very grippy. You know, you can change the pocket clip 4-way, and this is about a $70 knife. Now VG10 versus, you know, the S30V, I probably want the S30V, but is a very comparable knife in size, in weight, and I'm saving some money. Okay, so just give you an idea of what it looks like blade to blade. Okay, it does not have an access lock, obviously, but I'm saving a little bit of money if I'm going with the Spyderco. And Spyderco, super lightweight. I don't think you have to worry about, I think it's coming in at 2.5 ounces. So 2.5 ounces versus 1.8. So we're splitting hairs here as far as weight. I carried both of these knives, and I can tell you that it's super, super lightweight. Didn't really have to worry about it in my pocket. I was fine with it. If you wanted to go maybe even cheaper, let's say, hey, listen, John, I don't even have that much money. Let's look at another option. Okay, so on the table here, I have the Ontario Rat 2. This is black and silver. It's very small. This is AUS 8. Now, we can't compare steel to steel because these are two good steels. This is AUS 8 steel, but they do make this in a D2. So if you want the D2, this one's running at about $26. If you get the D2, it might be an extra $5. Get the D2 steel. In my opinion, I think it's better. These are made in Taiwan, so these are not US produced, but I know a lot of people that like the Rat 2 simply because of its size. And if I had to compare it, I think that it's a really, really good comparison as far as an EDC blade. Again, this is the superior blade steel, so you're going to get a lot more for your dollar, but I wanted a cheaper option. Another one that you might look at is the Dozer. Okay, this is another cheap option. This is a sub $20 knife, and again, this is AUS 8, and it is made in Taiwan. I got it in orange because I'm a hunter. You can get them in blue. You can get the knife steel in silver, depending on what you want. There's a whole bunch of these. I know a lot of people collect these. It has a lockback design. All right, and this one is only for righties, so it doesn't have the thumb stud on both sides. It just has it on one side. Again, super lightweight. The blade is only 3 inches, imported, you know, made in Taiwan. But again, not bad option for sub 20. Another one that I would look at in the $25 range is the Drifter. This is the CRKT Drifter. This one is in gray tie nitride, and this blade steel is 8CR14MOV. Very nice EDC blade. I've carried this before. They do come in G10. This one happens to be in all that titanium, aluminum connection, titanium aluminum type of handle scale. So I think it's it says stainless steel frame lock folder with razor's edge. The flat titanium nitride coated frames are identically suited for imprinting. Okay, so it's titanium titanium coated. Okay, so I'm assuming that's aluminum with titanium on top of it. I don't know how they do that, but in any case, you know, cheaper steel, but you're running at 25 bucks. All right, so not bad overall. I think if you asked me and you said, hey John, what do you think? Should I get the Bugout or not? I'm going to say, where's your passion lie? If you have the money, then buy it. I would never say not to buy it. If you're trying to save money, these options would probably be your best. Spyderco is a little bit cheaper, a little bit different steel, but almost identical in weight. So if you're trying to save weight, that's it. I don't think you need to I don't think you need to worry about weight when it comes to these knives. Again, I think as far as Benchmade's naming, they kind of missed a mark there, but as an EDC blade, absolutely 100%. So I hope you guys appreciate this video. If you do, like, subscribe, put all your comments down below. Please go to 3riverblades.com, see all the knives I have up there, and I'll put all the links to these knives in my Amazon store. Please take a look at what we got up there. It really helps support the channel. And as always, stay safe.